Hello friends, and welcome once again to the Gesundheit Kitchen. I am here today with my friend Alison DeVries, who is a dietitian and works specifically with folks like myself and perhaps yourself that have had partial or total gastrectomies. And we are talking about the fascinating physiology and changes and ways to adapt to this sort of new engine. So kind of anecdotally, we were talking about when I was first sent home from a hospital many years ago. I was given some really good intended bad advice, right? We think of calories as this number, and we need to get many of these things into our system as possible to be able to maintain a healthy weight, which I was told to go and get a large smoothie with all of the trim ends or whatever, and that was the first time that I had a full-on reaction, right? Like the whole body sweating, confused, shaking, dumping syndrome, right? The whole, all the tremens. I had the full meal deal. So we know so much more now than we did then. I was really just undereducated. So now that we have this knowledge, I really want to make sure that folks that are going through this have some work. So let's talk about the types of foods or ways that we can slow down these or avoid these reactions.
Well, both of those things are very, very important. It's very important to get enough calories and protein, especially right after surgery, so that your body can heal and adapt and relearn digestion. But in order to do that, you have to keep your body comfortable enough to eat enough to do that. So I think the first mistake your well-meaning doctor recommended was something very high sugar. Concentrated sugars like smoothies, where it's a lot of fruit all at once, blended, a lot of the fibers removed. Our bodies metabolize that very, very quickly, and that nutrient specifically moves very fast through your intestines. Also, liquids move much more quickly through your GI tract too. So you might have still been on a full liquid diet. I don't know, but
I think I was on soft foods at that point, but still, it was too much too fast.
Typically, if you're going to do smoothies, if you're going to do protein shakes, they can be very helpful. But it's a better idea to kind of sip those things in between solid meals, because solid meals are going to become more firm in your GI tract. Slow down digestion a little bit more.
I think that has been a challenge, is slowing down. And I think there's sort of a fiber question or misconception. I'm very much team fiber. But I have heard some people are given the advice to not do fiber, but I think there's a timeline. So
absolutely,
where do we bring fiber back into the equation?
So immediately after surgery, we do recommend a lower fiber diet, and essentially that's to keep the surgical anastomosis safe. Fiber can stay very tough, rough in the intestine, and be irritating to that surgical connection that it's passing by. So for the first month, maybe 6 weeks, we'll say low fiber. Let's not do any nuts or seeds, any skins of fruits and vegetables, things like that. But ultimately, once your GI tract has recovered, fiber can help bulk your stool, create a more gelled stool that moves a little bit more quickly through your GI tract, so it can be a very helpful tool to help regulate the speed of digestion and metabolism.
And especially early on, if you're on pain medication post-surgery, that can slow things down. And so there is that balance, and you've got to sort of find that for yourself, right? Where that
absolutely, and that's the thing too, is everybody's very, very different to begin with and after the surgery. Not everybody experiences dumping syndrome, but a lot of people do. Maybe some people would tolerate a little bit more fiber at the beginning, or can maybe tolerate it sooner, but it's really important to work closely with your care team and talk to someone as your adaptation progresses to figure out what is the best and most liberalized diet that you individually can tolerate.
What do you think about some of the medications or supplements to help slow down? What do you typically recommend? I mean, I'm sure it's a case-by-case basis, but I mean, what are some of the tools?
So typically I try to start with foods first. Ground flax seeds can be very helpful. Bananas, banana flakes can be very helpful. So starting there. A fiber supplement, Metamucil, can be very helpful because it binds with fluid, gels things up, slows things down a little bit, but you definitely don't want to add that in too quickly after your surgery. The other thing about fiber is it can be very uncomfortable to drastically change how much fiber you're doing
Right.
at one time. So if you're going to start adding fiber back into your routine, do so very, very slowly in a stepwise fashion, and make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids too. That can keep it more
I think
comfortable.
Any of those changes, right? Any of those dietary changes.
Yeah.
I think that is sometimes people will try something once and they go, I tried it and
Yeah.
I didn't. And I always tell people, even whether it's beans or whatever it
Yeah.
is, they're like, oh, I can't tolerate it. But you went off the deep end, right?
Yeah.
Like you went in, I always tell people it's like going to the gym. You don't start with the 500
Exactly,
pounds, right? You start
exactly.
incrementally work your way up.
And we have to think about this new GI tract too. It's almost like a baby totally relearning its system.
Right.
So if you're going to add something new, start with a little bit, give it a couple days to try to work before discounting it.
I think because we are in an age of information overload, people
Yeah.
will see a TikTok trend or they'll see something with, oh, that someone said that this works, and so they try it, forgetting number one that they're completely redacted
Yeah.
GI system. So it is, you can't stress enough how hyper specialized, how hyper individualized these things have to be.
Yeah.
And I fought the idea of a food journal for the longest time. That was one of the early pieces of advice I got. I thought, I know, I'm a chef, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I sort of wrote things down that I began to see a pattern. And
Yeah.
now there are so many apps that make it easy to track what you eat.
Yeah.
Any other tools on slowing things down there?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing you said was try one thing at a time, try things slowly. Small, frequent meals. Your body likes to work with a little bit at once. 2 hours later, you can try again. Separate your liquids from your meals. Remember that liquids move everything down the river, they move everything through the chute, so you don't want to drink a lot of liquids at the same time as you're eating. And in terms of dumping syndrome, really try to minimize concentrated sugars. So lots of fruit all at once, even fruit juice should be diluted. Use your added sugars, your desserts sparingly with those, allowances for your favorite things or your aunt's famous key lime pie, because that is the nutrient that really causes these issues the most. If you're going to have something with added sugar, really make a point to pair it with something with protein. Protein helps to slow down digestion. It helps to stabilize that glucose spike after eating. So something like pairing key lime pie maybe with some plain Greek yogurt instead of the whipped cream. That could be a good source of protein that might help to stabilize that glucose spike a little bit.
But it has its limitations,
It
right?
does have its limitations,
Yeah.
yes.
And I
There's
think
no quick fix.
Every one of us is going to try to push that, that envelope. I have my little hack there is that I always tell people, what's the best bite of dessert? It's the first bite. So order a piece for the table or for the pair. Take the first bite, get rid of the spoon, get rid of the fork, right?
Yeah.
And that way you get the mouthfeel, you get the flavor, you get that little reward, because you don't want to live in this sort of punished life where you think, well, I can't have this anymore.
Absolutely.
Right?
The goal is to get our patients to the most liberalized diet that they can tolerate, because food is fun and you should be able to enjoy it.
No, it is. And, in anything in life, right? It's moderation is usually key. And it's sometimes being told that you can't have something, you hyperfixate on that thing, right? So I never want to be the food police or make someone think that they can't have it. Just think about it in context, right? And the word calorie, as we started off with, it's so misleading because that's a number and it doesn't indicate the quality or the type or how it fits into this jigsaw puzzle of the entire meal. If we fixate or hyper focus on that number, oftentimes that goes right through you.
Yeah, you miss the point.
Right. Yeah. It, like literally and figuratively and physically.
But to your point, I like what you said about the food diary, because everybody is so very different. I can educate patients on what different nutrients could potentially react like in their system.
Sure.
But until you try it, you don't really understand what that looks like. So at some point when patients are outside of the, they're safe after surgery, their surgical connections are tight and they can experiment a little bit, I'll say, try it, see what happens. But that food diary can be helpful to kind of make that connection between the two.
For sure. Well, listen, thank you so much. We have so much more to talk about, but we have to kind of break this into sections. But I truly appreciate you, number one, taking care of us unicorns, right, or seahorses without a stomach. but also for taking the time today to just to chat with us.
Yeah,
So
thanks for having me.
we got a little more to talk about, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate always when you join us on the Gesundheit Kitchen. If you have episode ideas, please feel free to share them. We'd love to incorporate those into future episodes. Until then, be well, take care, and Gesundheit.